You know, I don't know why I'm even bothering. It's a mess anyway. Hi guys, my name is Chris if you didn't already know, and welcome to one of my random thoughts videos. Currently drinking another hot lemon drink, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. Not, you know, hot lemon drinks, but the fact that I've had a chest infection for almost a month now. I actually did write on my computer day by day the events of my chest infection from when it started to a week ago. I've stopped now, so let me just go fetch that. I don't know why I just did that. I'm not just going to read it out because that's just boring. It's just there for me to, you know, remind myself of how the chest infection has affected me. So yeah, Friday the 17th of January, so almost a month ago now, in fact. I'm filming this on the 15th of February, so I'll probably post it tomorrow, all being well. The day before, nothing, I was fine, no problems whatsoever. That Friday I woke up and I felt heavy on my chest, you know, like Vanessa Feltz would feel if she sat on your chest, sort of like that. I digress. And I went to work as normal. I was working my afternoon shifts that day, so I was at work from 2 while 10 PM. I did start coughing as that day went on. Not at first, I think it was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock I started. And then the weekend came around and I started with a full-blown cold. You know, runny nose, a bit of a sore throat, but still with a chesty cough. Then Monday came around and I was on my morning shifts by that time, so I was at work from 6 AM while 2 PM. The runny nose and the sore throat gone, as if it was never there, but the chesty cough, it got so much worse that I was actually coughing up phlegm. I'm not going to go into too many details on that one because it's disgusting. And it was at this point that I suspected I had a chest infection. And then Tuesday, I was vlogging that day actually, so those of you who watch my vlogs will know that I actually started to lose my voice on that day. Over the next few days, even though I was still working, and I started feeling a little bit like my energy was getting low, but not too low that I couldn't do anything. And I had a really bad voice up until Friday of that week. And then that weekend came along and I started to feel better. My voice improved. I wasn't feeling as worn out or weak or whatever. Then came Monday and I was supposed to be working my night shifts. I was supposed to start at 10 PM through to 6 AM. So I went about my day as usual. I got up at 9 o'clock. I was vlogging and I went to the cinema, and it was at that point I was starting to feel weaker again. But and I did even mention it on the vlog, but I went into the cinema. You know, you just sat there watching film, you're not doing anything. And then afterwards I went to a B&M shop, which was the other side of Sheffield. And by the time I got there I was feeling really low in my energy. It was like I'd not eaten, but I had a bag of chocolates while I was in the cinema. And as I was going around B&M, I actually vlogged that I was feeling a lot more weaker than I was. And I was just getting so tired. And I could barely think straight. So afterwards, what I didn't show on the vlog was when I got back in my car, I put my head back on the headrest for about a minute just to relax, to rest. And I thought, I need to go home. And that was it. I went home, I had a hot lemon drink, called in the absence line at work because there was no way I was going to be able to go to work the way I was feeling. I turned on my fire and I laid right here on the couch and I was out for about 2 hours, honestly. After that I went to walk Carly and my head was just dizzy. It wasn't like things were spinning, it was more like, as I've described in one of my vlogs, like my brain was swishing around in my head. And I could barely walk Harley. Like I had to go very slow. The next day I got up at 9 o'clock again. I had every intention of going back to work that day. As I was walking Harley, I found I was just getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What's going on? My head was doing the dizzy thing again. So that was it. I called the absence line again. Shush, Shut up. Thank you. Emails. Yeah, I called the medical centre to try and get an appointment for that day, and I was told to call back about 2 o'clock to see if there's any cancellations, but I have to be quick, otherwise they'll go very quickly. And I'm thinking, am I trying to get a doctor's appointment or a Bon Jovi ticket? So I called back at 2 p.m, but I managed to get an appointment for 4:10. In the interim between phoning them and going to the doctors, I fell asleep on this couch again, like just passed straight out. So I went to the doctors, went and saw him, and he did a lot of checks. He checked my chest, my throat, my ears. Don't know why he did that. And then he checked my pulse and took some blood. And that's when he told me that the reason I'm feeling lethargic, weak, dizzy, wanting to sleep all the time is because I wasn't getting enough oxygen in my blood. I'm like, oh, right. So he prescribed me with some tablets. What were they called again? Have I written that down? Yeah, I have. Amoxicillin? Is that how you say it? Oh boy. I've just remembered what they did to me. So I took the first one that night. Within an hour or two, I was running to the toilet with diarrhea. And I thought, is this a side effect of the tablets? And I looked at the notes that comes with it, and nothing said about diarrhea. It did say you might struggle to breathe and stuff like that, but nothing to do with diarrhea. But anyway, oh, and I should point out, I'm still at that point coughing phlegm up a lot. Wednesday, I vlogged that as well. I thought I'm just going to go about my day as normal because I expect to be going back to work that evening. Before I even went out, I'd gone to the toilet twice. I'm sure it's these tablets. But anyway, so I went out, did some shopping. I was only out for a few hours, but I could feel myself getting weaker and weaker. My head was getting dizzy again. So I ended up coming home, called the absence line again, and I was still running to the toilet. So I decided to look it up online to see if what the other side effects are. And top of the list, diarrhea. I'm like, oh, come on. And then something else happened that evening was I ended up with insomnia. I went to bed at 12:30. I was still awake at 2:45, so I thought, nah, I've had enough. Got out of bed, come downstairs, put YouTube on, watched that for a few hours. And I think it was about 5:15 in the morning, I actually started to feel tired. Climbed back into bed. I was still awake at 6. Had to go to the toilet not for diarrhea, but about 7 o'clock. And after that I dropped off, and I'd reset my alarm for 10 o'clock, so I'd only had about 3-4 hours. It was the next day after I'd walked Harley and I could feel my energy going again, and also the fact that I was running to the toilet a lot. I realised that there's no way I could go to work, because what if I'm in the middle of a job and suddenly I need to run to the toilet? I can't. There are certain jobs that I can't just leave. Once you're committed to it, you've got to stay with it until it's finished. So I thought, right, that's it. I'm just going to have the rest of the week off. So I called the absence line, told them I wasn't going to be in for the rest of the week. I'll try to come back. Well, I'm hoping to come back the following Monday. The good news was my insomnia went away. When I went to bed that night, I was out, gone straight away. The tablets ran out. I finished taking them the following Sunday, and the diarrhea didn't stop straight away. It took a few hours, but eventually it did. And I'm thinking, maybe I'll be back at work the next day. Nope. See, one of the side effects, as I mentioned, was struggling to breathe properly. And I thought once those tablets had worn out, that would ease off. No. The next morning, I was supposed to be at work at 2 p.m. for an afternoon shift. I was walking Harley, and I really, really struggled. I bumped into one of my cousins who lives not far from me, and I was trying to talk to her, and I was just like wheezing in between words that I was struggling to talk. And also I was coughing that much that I was starting to get headaches from it. So I ended up calling the medical centre to see if I could get a sick note. Called the absence line, told them that I'm going to be off the whole week again. Although I did think that if I did start feeling better in the middle of the week, sick note or not, I'd have been going back to work. Turns out It's a good thing I didn't. Got my sick note and I just rested, because every time I was walking Harley I was having to slow my pace down because I couldn't breathe properly, and I wasn't doing much in the way of talking. Not that I needed to, because I was at home, you know. Who am I going to talk to apart from Harley? Not exactly a two-way conversation, that. Oh, and I should mention, at this point I realised that walking up my own staircase, I was struggling. In fact, I did vlog at one point, me going up the stairs, and I was out of breath and I couldn't talk like I'm talking now. I was like having to take breaths in between me talking, sort of like this. I did vlog the next day because I went to work to drop off my sick notes, my self-cert and the one I got from the doctor. Hold on. Oh look, my face is all red from coughing all over my arm. I've got this habit now of, when I cough I do this to cover it. You know, I don't want to spread the germs. And I keep forgetting that I'm not wearing a long sleeve shirt, so it's all going all over my arm. I'm going to have to, actually, hand sanitizer. There we go. Yeah, I did vlog that day, and again I was finding it difficult to breathe as the day went on. Wednesday the 5th of February was the worst day of them all when it came to breathing. I was walking Harley and I had to keep stopping. You know, when there was a railing, I'm leaning on it. When I'm walking down the street, I had to stop and just pause. I'm like, just from walking. I wasn't even going fast, I was doing a slower pace. And I think that day it took me about 40 minutes to do a 25-minute walk, honestly. In fact, when I got back, I had to lay down on the couch again. I'd not done that for about a week. At least I don't think I did. And I wasn't asleep, I just had to rest to let my lungs get its breath back again. So my thought about it being the tablets causing that, now. By that Friday, I was finding walking Harley was a lot easier. I wasn't having to stop all the time. I wasn't leaning on railings or anything like that. But I was still, you know, struggling. I just kept my pace slow. I was still having problems getting up the stairs in my own house. That's why I didn't want to be back at work at that point, because we have a lot of stairs and I'm up and down them all the time. I'd have probably just keeled over and, you know, passed out and ended up in hospital if I'd have gone back to work. So Saturday I was pretty much the same as Friday, and then Sunday I was actually feeling a whole lot better. I was able to get up my stairs and I wasn't really that much out of breath, and because my energy levels wasn't feeling that bad, I decided that the following morning I was going to be back at work, and sure enough I was. And I found that I had to take my time. In fact, as of yesterday I still had to take my time going up those stairs, because I get to the top, go to talk to someone about something, and I'm again like, I want to say about this job, this, that, another, and it was just kind of like that. And they could see that I was struggling, so they just sat there and let me try and get it all out eventually. And as right now, I still have my chesty cough. I'm still coughing up mucus. It doesn't feel too heavy, but I can still feel that the stuff, you know, mucus is still in there. But last night was the first time that when I laid down, I didn't start coughing. So I'm still improving day by day. You know, my energy levels, they've not dropped. Although I did feel a bit exhausted after work yesterday, but I think that's because I've been working a lot, you know, doing a lot of hard work. Or it's just a case of, because I've been at work all week, working, I'd worn myself down a little, and so this weekend I'm just resting. And that's where I am with my chest infection. And that's why I've not been making many videos on this channel, because of the problems I've been having. As it stands right now, I have 2 reviews to film. I've even written 3 Smegcrest scripts. 3. So, you know, I just need to get them filmed. And I've been itching to do a Random Thoughts video, and I knew that I was going to be talking about my chest infection, but I thought, well, if I do it in the middle of the chest infection, this video will be twice as long, because I'll be trying to get my breath back in between everything I say. But that's the thing I've noticed while I've been off, because I've not been working, I've not really been doing much apart from watching the television or playing on games and driving myself up the wall because I'm stuck in the house a lot. That I've been wanting to vlog more, and because I've been wanting to vlog more, I'm also wanting to make more videos. I've been wanting to make more Smegchris episodes and reviews, and I've even been thinking about bringing back Agony Smeg. That's been what? I don't know how many years since I last did that. In fact, I've even come up with a new video idea that I'm not going to go on about just yet. I want to leave it until until I finally get around to filming it. It's just an idea at the moment. But yeah, I've been getting excited about making videos again. It's just a case of getting around to doing them because, chest infection. But hopefully I'll get around to making those videos. I do want to do it. So I'm not neglecting this channel at all. I mean, the first Smegchris script I had, I think 2 weeks ago now, and I was going to do it then. But like I say, chest infection prevented me. And that's it. I've rambled on way too much, I think. I've got a feeling this video is going to be on for way too long now. And I'm just realising how much of a mess my hair is again. Have I been playing with my hair? I have, haven't I? Oh, come on. Ugh. Gross. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Like I said, I've rambled on way too much. All that's left for me to say now is thank you for watching and subscribing if you have, and liking this video if you did. Until the next time, peace out. Well, at least my arm smells nice now.